How much did RCA influence the growth of Camden?
Oh, well, between us and Camel Soup, we were the two biggest employers. No, well, New York Ship too. They were the three biggest ones when I first started there. Then New York Ship building shut down. Then Camel started moving stuff out to various other plants that they had throughout the world. So Camden, you could almost say when you lived in Camden, that's where I grew up, right down the street here. Yeah, right, the end of Euclid Avenue. And in that neighborhood, I would say I'd throw a stone and you'd hit either an RCA employee or a Camel Soup employee. So Camden was influenced by both of those, Camels and RCA. The two biggest employers. And that brought a lot of money into Camden. That was how they influenced the city.
And why exactly did RCA companies move into Camden?
What did they move?
Why did they
move here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, initially it was the Vickers Talking Machine Company. That was started by a man by the name of Johnson, and they were making Victrolas. Then they got into electrifying and getting Victrolas that were run by electricity, and then also radios. Well, RCA was originally owned by Westinghouse. And Westinghouse started this RCA Corporation around the turn of the century too. And they got into they were looking for a manufacturing place that could make radios. And they bought the Vickers Talking Machine Company from Eldridge Johnson. And that's what they were looking for, a plant that was already set up that they could just start manufacturing their brand of radios and Victrolas and stuff. You know? And that's how it started.
How long did you work at RCA?
Well, I worked there from 1959 till GE bought us in 1986, I believe it was. And I worked in Camden until 1989, and then I moved up to our GE plant, which was also an RCA plant before that, at East Windsor, New Jersey, up near Princeton. So I was there for over 33 years.
Yeah. And who's the GE plant?
Where?
Who's that? What's that company?
General Electric. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is it?
Why they exactly bought RCA?
Why did they buy it? Well, my opinion was they wanted GE or RCA owned NBC, radio and television, and that was one of our biggest money makers. And I believe that GE wanted us for that. And then, of course, we had a huge retirement fund that was set up. It was oversubscribed to, so that when you retire, you get the money. And they handled it very well, and there was millions and millions of dollars in there. So that was the two biggest factors of why GE bought us, I think, was that they wanted the NBC and they wanted the pension fund.
Well, why did you leave RCA exactly?
Just retired. I retired early, but what was happening was GE was getting ready to sell the plant I was in up in Princeton to a Martin Marietta company. So they offered an early retirement plan that was pretty generous as far as I was concerned. So I said, okay, I'll retire early. I retired. I was only 58 when I retired from that. So actually, they were going to eventually close that plant, which they did 2 years later. And so I would have been out of work. Okay.
Can you describe how you felt about RCA closing?
How did I like it?
How did you feel about it closing?
The closing of it? Oh, we were all upset about that, because we had really, working for RCA was a great thing. I thought they treated you well. And you had good working conditions like we were talking about, and it was a family. It felt like when you came into your home, and I would leave RCA and go into my regular home, and I would get that same feeling as if when I walked into my house. When I walked into RCA, I always felt I was home. And I think most of the people felt that way also.
What did you enjoy about RCA?
What did I enjoy? Well, I think, as I said, it was a good place to work, but I enjoyed working with the people that we had. I mean, to this day, we meet we have a lunch club, an RCA lunch club, where we get together and have lunch out at on Route 73 there. And people that we work with, there's like maybe 100 or more people show up each second Monday of each month. They're trying to get in now, those people. Yeah, so I would say just the people, I really enjoyed working with these people. And I stayed there. I had some offers to go elsewhere, but as it turned, when I looked, put down on a piece of paper all the things that were good for either staying or going, it was always came up to staying. And I think an awful lot had to do with the people I worked for. I always had good, mostly real good managers work and from my supervisor. And I thought it was great.
Did RCA make itself worldwide?
Make itself worldwide?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yeah. Sure, we were all over. I mean, we had plants all over the world and offices. NBC, for instance, when we got them. RCA had, we had Hertz car rental at one time. We were in the carpet business down in Dalton, Georgia. We were building carpets. So you saw RCA's logo all over the world. It's the old nipper. Okay.
How did RCA influence the growth of technology today?
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, they were the forefront in television, first of all. RCA. Guy by the name of Sarnoff, David Sarnoff, started RCA. Well, he was hired and became the president and chief executive officer of RCA. And he was a real pusher and shover, and he got RCA into the forefront, into electronics, the television and radio and what have you. And so we influenced the electronics business.
Anything else you have to say about RCA?
Oh no, I don't think so. I think we covered just about everything that I want to get rid, then just talk about. Okay, I was thinking when I was driving up here, I was just thinking, what should I talk? I said, I'd talk about, and I think we've covered just about all the stuff.
What's your name again?
Patrick Kennedy.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.